along the Amalfi Coast. "I'm really sorry, Daff," he said, and leaned in to kiss my forehead like some benevolent father figure regretfully shipping off for war to do his duty. I shoved him away, and his eyes widened in shock for just a second. Then he nodded, somberly, and headed for the door, totally empty-handed, like he had everything he needed and not a lick of it was in this house. As the door fell shut, something snapped in me. I grabbed one of the bulk containers of Jordan almonds Mrs. Collins had picked up on her last Costco trip and ran outside, still in the silk pajamas Peter bought me last Christmas. He cast a wild-eyed look over his shoulder at me as he hoisted himself into the passenger seat of Petra's open-top Jeep. She kept her face decidedly pointed away. "You are such a fucking asshole!" I hurled a handful of almonds at him. He gave a yelp. I threw another handful at the tailgate. Petra started the car. I chased them down the driveway, then threw the whole bucket at the Jeep. It hit a wheel and went skidding to the side of the road as they peeled off into the sunset. Sunrise. Whatever. "Where am I going to go?" I asked feebly as I sank onto the dew-damp grass of their front yard. I stayed there, watching the road for probably 10 minutes. Then I went back inside and cried so hard it might have made me vomit if I hadn't completely forgotten to eat the night before. I wasn't much of a cook, and besides that, Peter was extremely careful with his diet. Low carbs, high protein. I dug around our understocked cabinets and started making Easy Mac. Then someone started pounding on the door. Fool that I am, my only guess was that Peter had come back, that he'd made it to the airport only for a burst of clarity to send him racing home to me. But when I opened the door, I found Miles, red-eyed from either crying or smoking, and brandishing a 3-sentence note that Petra had left him on their coffee table as if it were a pitchfork or maybe a flag of surrender. "Is she here?" he asked thickly. "No." Numbness settled over me. "I threw some almonds at them and they drove away." He nodded, the sorrow deepening across his face, as if he knew exactly what that meant, and it wasn't good. "Shit," he rasped, slumping against the doorframe. I swallowed a knot that felt like barbed wire. Or maybe it was a tangle of the Vincent family practicality I'd inherited from my mother, that old familiar ability to use those negative emotions as fuel to get